Hey guys, we've had some requests for information about MiniGP track days, specifically MiniGP Academy NZ track days, how they sort of work, bunch of information for those who maybe haven't done any sort of track day work at big bikes and are looking at trying MiniGP as adults. A lot of our information on our website and on our YouTube clips are all in the junior space or brand new riders, riders that have never ridden before or have low motorcycle experience, and that is definitely where we started. It's our specialty to getting juniors along. We have all the gear and all the bikes for juniors to come and sample and try and learn. And it's really, really awesome to work with those young boys and girls. But mums and dads are starting to ask the question, hey, can we get along and start having some fun as well? Absolutely, yes. So this video is about MiniGP track days, and it's more targeted to the adults and what an adult needs to do or what you have to go through with regards to the process of registering, finding out more information as to what it is that you need to be able to turn up, what it costs, and what you're going to get out of it. So, straight out of the bat, we do these track days all around the North Island currently, and we run these at kart sport venues. So, what we do is we hire out a kart sport venue, say Rosebank Road, or Kart Sport Taranaki, or Kart Sport Manawatu, which is in Palmerston North, and we put on a day. We normally have a track day or an afternoon. Sometimes it's a morning session where we do a half day track day. We usually break this up into days because we have time constraints, noise constraints, or we might be doing some formal training in the morning, and then we have a track day, fun day afternoon, sort of trying to get people the most amount of exposure as possible to the track. So when it comes to booking, you want to find the location that you want to go and ride. Say it's Rosebank Road, and if you're what we call a senior, if you're an adult, if you're 16 years or older, then that's what you'll be booking into. You're booking into a senior slot at the MiniGP track day. I'll talk a little bit about the day, and then we'll add the hire bike piece in sort of more at the end. The track days that we run, excuse me, are pretty much modelled off what the rest of the country does at full racetracks, run in a similar style to a similar cadence with similar processes. What we do is we get you to register before you turn up. You can take bookings on the day, but it's really, really vital to register as early as possible to make sure you don't miss out on the groups. We don't have a huge amount of room on these racetracks. They are smaller tracks, so we do have a maximum number of people that we can put on the track at any one time. Depending on how many adults we have versus how many kids, we often have 2 adult groups and 1 junior group, specifically at Rosebank Road. At most of the other tracks, there are more juniors than there are seniors. So often we have 2 junior classes, which is 15 years or below, and 1 adult class. So pre-registering is really, really vital for us to work out how the day's going to run, and that way you get put in the correct group as well. What we do is we try and have 3 groups with 10-minute sessions. So what that means is you get to ride once every 30 minutes. Now, these tracks being so small and usually quite technical, you get quite a lot of laps in a 10-minute session. Most track days at full tracks are 10 or 12-minute sessions, which have 7 or 8 corners and do around a 1.5 to 2 minute lap. At the kart sport venues, they're more like 10, 11 corners or more. They're normally a sub 1 minute lap, so you're going to get double the amount of laps that you would in that same amount of time. So it is quite tiring. The little bikes, you've got to do a bit of work on them to get them around that track. So you will be riding a lot and popping off for a quick break before you get to ride again. We usually run between 12 and say 4 or 5 p.m. We normally do about a 4-hour stint. So we're trying to get you 6, 7 or 8 rides in the afternoon, as long as all the timings go to plan. The gear requirements that we have are full leathers. So it's either a 2-piece suit that zips together all the way around the waist or a 1-piece leather suit. We also require road boots, road gloves, and a road helmet. We don't allow textile gear. Sadly, that's just not at the level that we need, specifically on a racetrack. You need that 2-piece zip together leathers or a 1-piece. We also recommend back and chest protector. That is the sort of international level or international standard now. All our juniors run a back and chest protector, and it's definitely the safest way to be. When it comes to licensing, that's something that we do have a lot more flexibility in. With our juniors, naturally, they don't have any road licenses because they're too young. So as long as you are comfortable and confident on a motorcycle, i.e. you can use the clutch, you can change gears, then you can register for our MiniGP track days. Our goal is to make it as accessible as possible with the safety umbrella obviously always being there. So we'd rather have the safest riding gear possible, but it's okay if you've just got to learn a road license, then you can come along to our MiniGP track days. If you don't have a road license, contact us. We do definitely allow people who haven't got motorcycling road licenses to come and partake. When it comes to hiring MiniGP machines, or what type of bikes are MiniGP machines, this is where I'll really get into it. So our fleet, the MiniGP Academy fleet, we have 6 of the 10-inch bikes. The 10-inch bikes are the ones that you see the smallest kids on. They're designed for riders that are about 1.4 meters or shorter. About 140, 145 centimeters is perfect for the 10-inch wheeled machines. They are a twist and go automatic. We do have one that is a hand clutch 4-speed manual as well. So for kids that are super comfortable with a clutch and a gearbox, we've got that ability for our juniors. Those seniors out there, you're most likely going to want to be on a 12-inch machine. So the 12-inch machines are pictured here. We've got Paul, who's the fella on the top left of the screen. He's 6'3", 6'4", solid fella from Taranaki, and he's riding a Delirio Evo 12. It's a 12-inch wheeled machine. The bikes in the bottom right-hand corner are exactly the same. They have the 12-inch wheel machines. They're being ridden by adults as well. That brand over there is called a KO. Both those two machines are around the 160cc, 150cc. They go up to a 190cc machine. And they boogie around. They do probably 100 k's an hour flat out, depending on which track we go to. Those kind of machines are available. MiniGP Academy has one 12-inch machine that can be hired. And there are a bunch of privately owned machines that can be hired specifically in the Auckland region. And that's where the KO is really popular up there. So what you want to do if it comes to finding out more information or registering for one of our events, it's all done through our website. So you book online, you're looking for a MiniGP track day, and you're looking for the term Rosebank Road if that's where you're going to be up in Auckland. And if you're a senior, if you're 16 years or older, then we have senior slots there for the adults. The junior slots are that 15 years or younger, and that's specifically so that we can protect and put the juniors in their own group if that's where they need to be. If you're after a hire bike and we're coming all the way up, dragging our trailer up with all of our hire gears, then you want to click on that hire bike piece, which is in our booking system, or send us a little email saying, hey, look, we've booked the track day, can we hire a bike as well? The bikes are super in demand, specifically for the adults. We tend to run out of hire bikes when it comes to the senior or the 12-inch bikes, which is why we're so lucky we've got a bunch of privately owned MiniGP bikes that can be hired up in Auckland. What we usually do is split people into 3 groups so people can share bikes. So if your friend's got a bike, as in you've got 2 mates, one of them's hiring a bike and you'd also like to come along, you've got your own leathers, but you're going to share a bike, absolutely fine, particularly in that Auckland region. It's one of the reasons we do 2 adult classes so we can share the bike. So what we'll do is we'll note down that you're sharing a bike and we'll put you in separate classes, and that way you guys will get to ride in obviously different groups, but you'll get to share that bike through that afternoon. The hire bikes, depending on who you're going through, are around that $180, maybe up to about the $200 when it comes to hiring a machine, depending on what it is you're doing, whether you're sharing or not. And the entry fees for the day are usually $90 for the afternoon. Those who are interested in buying machines, yep, absolutely, it's something we do. We sell a lot of new machines. Our Delirios are sitting at around that $6,900. They are a pretty high-spec machine. We're talking fully adjustable suspension, radial brakes, and they've got the YX160 motor in there. That's a pretty popular and very perky motor that most of our riders race on. You've also got the KOs, which are available. More KOs are second-hand. They're a step down with regards to they're a bit heavier. They're not quite as technologically savvy as the Delirios. But solid machines have been around a very long time, sort of indestructible, and they tend to fit a really good range of sized riders. Both those 2 options are manual. The automatic machines are available. They tend to be in the smaller 10-inch wheels. That's why they work so well with the kids. We can bring in a 12-inch bike with a 110 automatic machine. They're not as popular as the manual machines. Hopefully that's enough information for you guys to work out or learn a little bit about MiniGP track days. Like I said, we try and move them around, do them all around the country. We've got a team of Aucklanders that are really trying to get regular MiniGP track day events happening up there. We normally have some flaggies there. We break you into groups. We put a colour on your shoulder or a colour band around your wrist so you'll know you might be in white group, yellow group, and green group. And we'll just call you up, say, hey, 5 minutes till the green group, roll on out, do your hoon, and then come back for a bit of a break, hydrate, get ready to go again. They're super fun. They're super social. It is not a race day. It is definitely a giggle day or a fun day. There is no drop flag starts. They go through a bit of a safety brief just to make sure they, tell you which way the track goes, how you enter the track, what the flags mean, and things like that. Super social, super fun, and pretty much the cheapest way you can get into any form of road track day stuff when it comes to motorcycles. Thanks for watching. Hope that's enough details. If in doubt, give us a shout. Catch you soon.